Today we're going to be assessing the Socceroos squad and how far we reckon they can go in the World Cup, and also how we think they're going to perform in our group against all three of the opponents. Please subscribe and drop a like on the video if you enjoy this one, as this is a new channel and it will help to promote the videos to more people. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at the three matches Australia have in the group stage and sort of give our general thoughts about each of these games and give a score prediction as well of how Australia is going to go for each of the three matches against France, Tunisia and Denmark. So let's start it off by having a look at our first match of the World Cup campaign against France. So yes, our first match is up against France. Not the best way to start the World Cup, as France have a very strong team. And Australia's side, yes, it's good in the A-League, but whether we can actually produce that against European teams or not, the same sort of level as we're producing in the A-League, probably not. The standard is massively different. I reckon France will probably get a win 2 or 3-0. Maybe Socceroos can do a bit defensively, but France are just so attacking that we're just not going to be able to hold on for the full 90. So for that reason, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything against France. A few people say, given that they won the last World Cup, they're not going to get through Group D. I just disagree with that. I mean, you look who's in this group, and France are just much better than everyone else. And yeah, I just don't see Australia with the caliber of players we have competing anywhere near the level of the players that France have. So let's have a look at our second match now against Tunisia. So obviously Tunisia are also a part of the Asian World Cup qualifiers. We weren't in the same group as them for our qualifying matches, but from what we've seen in Australia and their qualifying games, we are very inconsistent. We did lose to some teams that are actually in the World Cup right now, and also lost to teams who aren't even in the World Cup. We can be very inconsistent, so this game can really go either way. I'm not sure what my score prediction will necessarily be on this one, because as I said, Tunisia could produce something, Australia could produce something. I'm just not too sure, but this is the one fixture that I am confident that we may be able to get either a draw or a win from, because I just don't see us doing anything against France and Denmark. Yeah, absolutely. I think Tunisia is the only match in the group stage that Australia have a chance of taking points from. Al Khazri could be a good player for Tunisia up top. I'm assuming he's going to be playing striker. So whether or not Australia can shut him down and stop him from scoring, that's probably going to be the decisive sort of matchup. If we can win that, then maybe we can produce either a draw or win from this one. My score prediction is going to be 1-1 in this game. And that's going to be the only points that I think Australia can produce from this group. Let's have a look now at match 3 against Denmark. And I do think Denmark will be a dark horse of the World Cup. They do have a very, very strong side, and they have played very well together in international tournaments in the past, such as the Euros in 2020. They were very good. They made a great run in that tournament. And as we've seen with Christian Eriksen in their side coming back into their team for this World Cup, they're going to be a lot stronger. They play very well together, and I do think they could be a team that sneaks up and does quite well in this World Cup. So if I had to produce a score prediction for this game between Australia and Denmark, I'm going to go 3-0 Denmark. I don't really see Australia scoring in this one. I just don't think we have enough attacking potential, and Denmark's team is very well rounded. They've got a decent defence there as well. They should be able to put a couple of goals past us at least. So I do have Denmark winning this one. Australia do have a few key players which are going to be on the world stage, such as Garang Kuol just transferring to Newcastle United, and Jason Cummings also being in some very good form. But whether he's actually going to start or not will be a different thing, because Australia does have quite a few good forwards that we have options to play, but obviously we can't play them all. Whether Jamie McLaren is going to be playing instead of Jason Cummings or vice versa, but they're probably our only real threat, or a main threat. We do definitely have some other attacking players, but they're probably going to be our main goal scorers, I reckon, is Garang Kuol, Cummings, and also Jamie McLaren. Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the overall Group D standings now, taking into consideration that we predict a loss against France, a draw against Tunisia, and then most likely a loss against Denmark, we do have Australia sitting third in the group. We've got Tunisia sitting fourth. We've got them to come last as well. Obviously, we think Tunisia will tie with Australia on points, both having one each, and Tunisia to lose each of their other two games against Denmark and France as well, but just by a bigger margin than Australia, to give Australia the slight advantage on goal difference.
We actually have Denmark topping Group D. I really like Denmark as a good dark horse of the competition. I think they could do quite well. They beat France actually a couple of times in the more recent encounters between them on international stages, so they could definitely top this group. France, I still would expect to qualify in the top two, despite that sort of curse occurring where the team winning the World Cup can't make it out of the group. I still think France will make it out of the group, but in the second qualifying position. So that does see Australia sit third in the group and unfortunately miss out. The only way that I could realistically see Australia making it out of this group, assuming that we lose against France and draw against Tunisia, is that we can somehow produce either a draw or scrape a win against Denmark. That's the only other match that I think is a potential for us to take points from, but realistically I do see Denmark winning this game, so that is why Australia do sit third in our group.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video on what we think will happen to Socceroos in the upcoming World Cup. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to head down there, click the like button, and also subscribe, as we're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year right here on our second channel. Our main channel is also linked in the description if you guys want to check that out. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.